One of the things that I talk a lot with aging people about is the little mental blips that we experience. And I see this unfolding and changing. And one of the most recent ones for me is I see something lying on the counter in the kitchen, and I think, oh, I'm going to put that back in the refrigerator or back in the pantry. And then I do one other thing first, or two other things, and then I look over there, and I thought that I'd done it, and it's still there. So that's a new one. I think I'm going to do it, and then I thought I did it, and I didn't. But I just want to be cheerful and encouraging a little bit to my fellow aging folk. Uh, Somebody told me in the water aerobics the other day that she'd picked up the factoid that in the United States today there are 90,000 people over the age of 90 out of 330 million. Not that many of us get the age on us that I have and that many others do, but a small percentage. And those of us that are reaching these ages, since we live longer, there's more time and opportunity for our brains to shrink or whatever is going on that makes them not work quite so well. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to find our way home. I've got three politician buddies, all of whom one fine day couldn't find their way home. And not long after that, they developed enough dementia that they had to go and be in what are euphemistically called now memory units. And after a while, they don't recognize their family members to come visit them. But that's a whole different deal than thinking you're going to do something like put away the canister of flour and think you've done it and look around and you haven't done it. But I have to just keep reminding myself, and I'm developing some skills. One of them is for example, you park your car and you think, now, I'm going to find this car when I come back for it, but if I'm going to do it, let's pay a little attention before we go into exactly where it is. Oh, level B2? Oh, all right, B2. I'm going to remember B2. And the other day when I went to the hospital to see my buddy, when I got out of the car, I walked out into this little alleyway street there between the parking and the door to the hospital, and I turned around and looked. I thought, oh, let's see now. I came out right there, and then when I come back out, it'll be right there, and I'm going to look at that. And by golly, when I came back out, I just walked right out, walked right into where my car was, and I didn't have to wander around looking for it. There are probably many other examples about, of course, us aging people. We have a hell of a time with nouns, which people's names are nouns. So you have all kinds of tricks you play on yourself. Oh, your name is Fred. Oh, Freddie Flintstone. Oh, okay. And your name is, what's her name? The star of, there was a very famous porno movie 25 years ago, Linda Lovelace. So I've met this other woman who used to be the head of rehabilitation up at OHSU and now has Parkinson's disease, and her name is Linda. So then I remember, oh, Linda Lovelace, and it goes on and on. The gal at the credit union, her name is Bailey, and I said, oh, I think I'll remember you by Bailey Irish Cream. She said, that's great. That's what a lot of my friends say. That's how I'm going to remember your name, Bailey Irish Cream. But there are all these little tricks you could play on yourself. But a lot of it, what it boils back down to is paying attention. If you don't really get it clearly in your mind when you first hear it, you're dead. It's going to vanish. So you got to pay attention to when you hear it, mark it, remark it. Think, oh yes, now I'm going to pay close. And the other thing I notice is something you're highly motivated about, you remember it easily. Like somebody tells you, well, call me and I'll tell you how to get a refund on this or something. You remember their name. That's a poor example, but something that matters to you, then it's easier for you to remember it. And of course, that comes to the embarrassment that I started to experience back when I was in my early 60s, when I'd see people on the street that I'd known for years, the people who'd put up a lawn sign for my opponent 20 years earlier, I could never remember their names. But the people who had done something nice for me, who had ever said something nice to me, they were a lot easier for me to remember their names. That's probably enough for now about ranting and raving about the aging brain, but that doesn't mean just because you're losing a little bit of memory doesn't mean you're getting Alzheimer's. You're just getting a little older.